Welcome to the Four Fires Podcast, where we talk about winning in all four of the essential areas of life.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Four Fires Podcast. Alan, a couple days ago, you and I had a conversation, and I just remember it being a very unique conversation that was funny but also serious, and it was about something to do with a critter. So let's rehash that conversation and tell me the story behind this idea of don't be a critter.
Yeah, this is related to the people fire, and this actually kind of came out in an executive coaching session. I was working with a guy, and he made some comments about some ways that he had been behaving in their marriage. The idea here is that in our people fire, there is a small group of people that you are going to 100% let your guard down around. You are hoping that this small group of people are going to be your safe people because we live in a dangerous world. This goes back to like medieval times. Like we think about, man, there's a lot of dangers out there in the world. And so what do we do to protect ourselves from dangers is we put up walls. So imagine that you've created this wall, this castle, this fortification, and there are people who are on the outside, we call them critters, and they're trying to get in and they're trying to hurt you. They're trying to wound you. They're trying to take something from you. So we put these walls up and these hedges and these barriers, and on some level that's healthy. Like we shouldn't just let everyone in every element and every aspect of our lives. We need to create some boundaries. And, you know, Henry Cloud has a book called Boundaries that is a really great book, and it is about, you know, these healthy boundaries so that you don't let the wrong people into the wrong places.
He says a boundary is stating where I end and where another begins.
That's exactly right. That should exist professionally. There should be some boundaries with your business partners, and that should exist, you know, even in the church. Like people don't get to walk into all of your space. Like there's some boundaries. And there's a handful of people in our lives that we're very open with. We count on those people to help defend us against the critters that are trying to get in. In this coaching session, I drew this picture of like a male symbol and a female symbol. And they are standing together and they work hard to build the walls around them and around their marriage. And outside the walls, there are these critters. And the critters are trying to like mess with you. The danger is when you have built these walls and the walls are there and it's you and your spouse inside the walls, and all of a sudden one of you becomes the critter. One of you becomes the person who is wounding the other person that you have promised to cherish, to love and to cherish, to have and to hold, to protect and provide for. And sometimes with our words and sometimes with our actions, we can do things that causes those that we care the most about to feel unsafe with us. And so the lesson out of this is don't be the critter. Like whatever you're doing, recognize that there's a handful of people in your life that are counting on you to be safe and not to be the one that wounds them. And every now and then, if we're not careful, if we allow our emotions to take over, we can become someone that wounds and that harms rather than protects and cherishes. It's just something, it's kind of a thing that we can think about, like, am I being the guy who is hurting the person that I've promised to care about?
Do you think it takes other people someone else to help you see that you're the critter? Do you think someone can identify, once they hear this analogy, do you think they could identify for themselves, like, yeah, I actually think I'm causing hurt in my house? Or does there need to be a third party that helps them see that?
That's a good question. I'll give you one of the specific examples. I had a guy that I was coaching, and he said, yeah, my wife came home the other day, and she just said, I feel like
Welcome back to the Four Fires podcast. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please go down and leave us a 5-star rating and share this episode with a friend. It really helps us get all of this Four Fires content to more men so that we can accomplish our mission of building an army of four-dimensional men. Thanks so much. Live intentionally, and I hope you enjoy the show.
you're always making me feel second to work. Like that I come in second place to your work. And he said, I looked at her and I said, well, at least, yeah, that's the exact response I have. Ooh, don't say that. Don't ever say that. Because she's coming to you with an insecurity. She's bringing forward a place where she feels like, hey, I thought I was supposed to be first, but sometimes you make me feel like second. And instead of hearing that and saying, the person that I promised to care, the only person on the planet, like you didn't promise to love and to cherish your children. You didn't make that verbal promise. That's an implied. But only person on the planet that I have vocally spoken words that said, I will love and cherish you is my spouse. And for them to come to you and say, hey, I feel second place.
I don't feel loved and cherished.
I don't feel loved and cherished. And for you to use words that affirm that insecurity, oh, critter, right?
Yeah.
Don't be the critter.
Yeah.
Pause and say, what about my actions? What about my words?
That's not my intent.
That's not my intent. Let's unpack that. And
that's really hard to do in the moment, too. Like,
okay, so yes, and some of this gets to another topic that we kicked around is don't let emotions own you. Sometimes in a coaching session, I like to personify emotion. Sometimes I will use harsh language when I'm saying this to someone, but if I say, hey, look, I think...
I know this. Yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, the story is...
But we need to share it.
So I looked across the table and I said, hey, I think you're being a pansy. And the guy I'm coaching says, well, what are you talking about? I said, I think you're letting Mike make you his bitch. And he's like, what? I was like, yep. Mike tells you to do something, and you do it. And you say, okay, yes, sir, even though it's not what you wanted to do. And he's like,
what are you talking about?
I was like, yeah, I've watched it happen. Mike comes in here, he tells you what to do, and you go, I don't think that's a good idea for me, but okay, I'll do it. And you just obey whatever it is that Mike tells you to do. And I think he's just made you his bitch. I think he just owns you. And he, like, this big guy.
Yeah, he's ready to fight.
Yeah, he's like, nobody tells me what to do. Really? I go, I've got an argument that says that I've watched this happen over the last 3 months. And he goes, who in the world is getting me to do something that I don't want to do? I said, so when you responded in anger and hurt your wife, or you yelled at your kid, I don't have time for you right now. Leave me alone. Do you regret? Is that what you intended to do? Is that what you wanted to do in your heart of hearts? No. Why did you do that? I was angry. So you let anger tell you what to do or who to be that was counter to who you really wanted to be. Like so if I can help them personify anger.
Mike is angry.
Mike is just being mad. Andy, anger, like whatever. It's a personification of an emotion. But if you think about anger in your life and you made it a person, gave it a name, who's in charge? You or them? Like, are they dominating your life, getting you to do things that you don't want to do? Well, if so, it owns you. Don't let your emotions are wonderful tools to get us to move and to recognize when things are off or when things are wrong. But they are nasty taskmasters. Like whether it's sadness or even over optimism and happiness or anger, like these emotions, we need to operate at a higher level of reason and
Thank you for tuning in to the Four Fires podcast. I want to take just a second to let you know about one of the resources that the Four Fires tribe offers to help you take control of your life, take ownership, and build some authentic community to become more four-dimensional. It's called the 30-Day Ruck. It's a 30-day challenge to live four-dimensionally. You commit to weekly tasks, abstaining from a few things, and having a Zoom call with your facilitator, that's me, and the other men that are going through the ruck with you. It's a great way to encourage each other, meet some new guys that are trying to live four-dimensionally, and really hold ourselves accountable and commit to something and then keep our commitment to ourselves, to becoming a four-dimensional man. Visit our website, fourfires.com, to see more about the 30-Day Ruck and how you can sign up and reserve your spot today. Thanks, and let's get back to the episode.
thought. And we need to be in charge of our emotions and not let our emotions be in charge of us. And so it is sometimes this uncontrolled, out of control emotion in our lives that can often have us be a critter.
Yeah.
To be a person that wounds instead of loves and cherishes. And so it's just a mindfulness around, there's an emotional intelligence, there's a self-awareness. It's this journey and growth that we're always on. But I guess my number one recommendation in this people fire area is, number one, don't be dominated by your emotions. Recognize if your emotions have control over you or if you have control over your emotions. And never allow emotion to have you say something or do something that you regret the next day.
Yeah, and I think one of the great ways to build up a support system or a strength inside of, like the example was you're building a wall to protect your family, is to, you have a door over here that you also invite your male friends in to help you have those conversations. Because my original question was, do we need a third party sometimes to help us see if we're being controlled? So really it's like, that's why having a Four Fire small group is so important, to have guys in your life that are able to, that you invite in, that you recognize, you value this guy. He's a guy that's doing life with you, and you're not going to get defensive when he says, hey, I think you're being a critter. I think you're really hurting your wife by behaving this way or allowing this emotion to control you. So I do think that the self-evaluate, like emotional intelligence, we have to have that. We always need to be trying to improve our introspection and understanding how I work, but it can also be really valuable to have other people point it out to you.
Yeah, the value of a group, especially other men, wise counsel who will hold a mirror up sometimes and tell you the stuff that you didn't necessarily want to see. I watched a guy do this one time in a group, and he looked across the table and he said to another friend of mine, he says, hey, I think your wife deserves better from you. Not better than you, but better from you. And it was life-changing feedback for the person that was on the receiving end of this, and he didn't like it at first.
Hey guys, it's Jeff. Thanks for watching this episode of the Four Fires podcast. If you're interested in becoming more four-dimensional, the best way, hands down, for you to do that is to start a Four Fires small group. Real life change always happens when we build authentic community and we're challenging each other, just like the Bible says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. If you want encouragement, if you want accountability, if you want deeper friendships with some men in your life, a Four Fire small group is your next step. Visit our website to see more information, watch the Session 1 video to see if it really resonates with you and if it's something that you want to lead a group of men through. Fill out the application, and I would love to talk with you and provide you and the men in your group with all of the resources and the tools that you need to be equipped and empowered to start this small group and to become the four-dimensional man that God created you to be. I look forward to hearing from you, and until then, let's get back to the episode.
But he knew.
Well, what was his response after about 10 seconds? It calmed down.
He kind of bowed up and was like, what are you talking? And then I watched him go, and he goes, he sat back, he goes, I know.
Yeah.
I know that my wife deserves better from me. And if we are so wound up in emotion, in, letting emotion dominate us, man, we can do some dumb stuff. So, yeah.
Whether it's a really active emotion of anger and I'm going to pummel you into the ground, or if it's a passive emotion where you just withdraw and your wife's trying to solve a problem in your marriage, or the husband's trying to solve a problem with the wife, and they're just like, I don't want to work on this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an emotion, I think, that's controlling you as well.
It's fear.
Fear, yeah.
Yeah. So it is this ability to operate above. So we call that emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. And so that's where it is personally. But yes, having wise counsel who can help you see that, help you unpack that, help you come up with solutions for how you're not going to do that is really, really helpful. The most, and this shows up in all, especially even in your professional fire. I mean, it's super helpful in your people fire, but it's also really helpful in your professional fire. The most successful leaders that I know also happen to be deeply introspective. And introspective just means they have the ability to look inside of themselves and understand, like, why did I do that? Feeling
or
that way.
like in the instant.
Yep.
Like, well, I want to rip this person's head off right now. Why do I feel this way?
Yeah. And then they have the ability to stay calm, to unpack a situation logically and thoughtfully, and it can completely change a relationship. Emotions are powerful and can be dangerous. Be mindful in them personally. Bring in peers to help you, hold up a mirror and help you see what you can't see. But number one, first and foremost, don't ever let an emotion drive you to an action or to words that are going to wound a person that counts on you as their safe person. Like, you can undo the health of a relationship so quickly with a couple of angry words. And so just don't be a critter. Don't be a critter to your kids. Don't be a critter to your spouse. Like, critters hurt people. And you don't want the people that you love and care about the most worried about is this person safe?
Yeah. That's it. There's the thought for the day. Don't be a critter. Guys, if you want any more of this content, check out other episodes on the Four Fires podcast. Go check out the Four Fires website and let us know. Let us know in the comments sections if you want to hear more of this kind of content. And until the next episode, go live intentionally, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Four Fires podcast.